Have you ever wondered why belly fat refuses to leave no matter what you try? You eat less, exercise more, stay disciplined, yet that stubborn fat around your stomach remains. The answer is not about eating less or working harder at the gym every day. It is about understanding a biological language your body speaks that most people completely ignore. Imagine a busy restaurant that stays open 24 hours, 7 days a week, never closing. The trash piles up, the floors get greasy, and the kitchen equipment slowly breaks down. Eventually, the whole operation grinds to a halt because nothing ever had time to reset. Your body works exactly the same way when you eat from morning until late night. Your cells never get a single moment to rest, clean themselves, or repair the damage. Intermittent fasting is the moment you decide to close that restaurant and let cleaning begin. When that happens, microscopic janitors inside your cells wake up and start sweeping away damage. This process is called autophagy, a Nobel Prize-winning self-cleaning mechanism built deep inside your biology. It recycles damaged proteins, removes broken cellular parts, and regenerates your body from the inside out. But before we go deeper, there is a critical mistake most beginners make when fasting. This single mistake can destroy hours of cellular cleaning in just 20 minutes, and most never know. Stay with me until the end because I will reveal exactly what that mistake is today.
First, let us understand what your body is actually trying to clean when you start fasting. Most people think belly fat is just the soft layer you can pinch in the mirror. But the fat that truly threatens your health sits much deeper than anything your fingers reach. It is called visceral fat, and it hides deep inside your abdominal cavity around your organs. It wraps itself around your liver, pancreas, and intestines, silently disrupting everything those organs are doing. Visceral fat is not passive weight sitting harmlessly inside your body waiting to be burned away. It is biologically active tissue that constantly releases inflammatory signals directly into your bloodstream every day. These signals disrupt insulin regulation, interfere with hormones, and push your body into chronic metabolic stress. This is why some people who are not visibly overweight still face diabetes and heart disease. The real danger is invisible, and it has nothing to do with how you look outside. Conventional dieting barely touches visceral fat, and this is the part most people never understand fully. Cutting calories, running longer, or eating cleaner rarely makes a meaningful difference on this specific fat. Not because you lack discipline, but because you are speaking the completely wrong biological language entirely. Visceral fat does not respond to willpower or calorie counting the way most diet plans suggest. It only responds to one thing: hormonal signals that intermittent fasting alone can reliably create. This is exactly where intermittent fasting becomes something far more powerful than just another eating trend. It is not about starving yourself or testing how long you can endure hunger without breaking. It is about creating a long enough hormonal window to shift your body from storage to repair. But not everyone who tries fasting actually experiences these benefits, and there is a very clear reason. During the early hours of fasting, your body enters what is called the metabolic gray zone. Glucose from your last meal is running low, but stored fat has not yet been unlocked. Insulin is still elevated enough to keep fat cells tightly sealed, blocking access to stored energy. This is the phase where people feel hungry, tired, irritable, foggy, and convinced fasting is failing them. But this is not damage happening to your body. It is a biological transition taking place. Most people stop fasting precisely at this moment, right when their body is about to switch. They conclude fasting does not work for them when biology was just one step away. The difference between those who thrive with fasting and those who quit is not willpower at all. It is simply understanding the timing of hormonal access and giving the body enough runway to shift. To understand why this switch happens, you must understand the one hormone that controls everything here.
That hormone is insulin, and it holds the only key to the fat storage door inside you. Insulin is not your enemy. It is a survival hormone your body absolutely needs to function. Every time you eat anything, even a small snack, insulin is released to move energy into cells. But at the same time, insulin does something most people are never taught anywhere at all. It locks fat inside fat cells and keeps it there as long as insulin levels stay elevated. This is not a flaw in your biology. It is a survival design working exactly as intended. But in the modern world, most people never give insulin a chance to fall low enough. Breakfast, morning coffee with milk, a midday snack, lunch, afternoon treat, dinner, then something before bed. Every single one of those keeps insulin elevated all day, and the fat-burning door stays permanently locked. This is the core reason so many people fast yet feel hungry without ever burning fat. Think of your body as a house with two energy storage areas working at very different speeds. The refrigerator upstairs holds glycogen, quick access energy from your most recent meals and daily snacks. The deep freezer in the basement holds visceral fat, tens of thousands of calories locked away tightly. As long as the refrigerator is stocked with food, your body has no reason to go downstairs. Insulin is the lock on that basement door, and every snack reinforces that lock even more tightly.
This is why hunger alone does not mean fat is being burned during a fast at all. Fat burning only begins when insulin drops low enough for your biology to officially grant permission. When insulin finally falls, a profound and measurable biological shift happens deep inside your body instantly. Fat cells are unlocked, fatty acids are released into the bloodstream, and real fat burning begins. The liver takes those fatty acids and converts them into ketones, a clean and stable brain fuel. This is when people report something remarkable. Hunger drops sharply, and mental clarity suddenly improves dramatically. The body is no longer screaming for food because it has found a reliable alternative fuel source. Every major myth about fasting destroying muscle or slowing metabolism comes from misunderstanding insulin's central role here. Once you understand insulin, fasting stops being an act of endurance and becomes a precise biological strategy. So the next natural question becomes, how do you actually lower insulin without breaking your body down? This is precisely where intermittent fasting enters, not as a trend, but as a true biological tool. Intermittent fasting does not ask you to eat less, suffer more, or eliminate entire food groups forever. Its core principle is elegantly simple. Reorganize when you eat, not necessarily how much you eat daily. You still consume sufficient nutrients, but within a defined window, giving your metabolism a real rest period.
That rest period is exactly what the modern body is severely lacking in today's always eating lifestyle. When you pause energy intake, insulin finally gets the space it needs to fall to baseline levels. And when insulin drops, three critical biological processes are finally allowed to unfold inside your body. First, stored fat becomes accessible, and the body can tap into energy previously locked completely away. Second, metabolic flexibility improves, and your body relearns how to switch smoothly between glucose and fat. Third, hormonal balance begins to stabilize because your body is no longer overstimulated by constant insulin spikes. However, fasting is not without real drawbacks, and this is the part most enthusiastic beginners overlook entirely. If fasting is done at the wrong biological timing, the body does not enter fat-burning mode. Instead, it shifts into stress mode, cortisol rises, energy crashes, and your mood becomes dangerously unstable quickly. If fasting is extended before the body properly adapts, exhaustion, dizziness, and severe mental fog can occur. When practiced without understanding the biology, fasting turns from a healing tool into a real psychological burden. So the real issue has never been whether to fast. It has always been about how to fast. When done correctly, fasting invites full biological cooperation from your body rather than resistance and breakdown. When done incorrectly, your body pushes back hard, and the damage quietly accumulates without you noticing. Around 14 to 16 hours after your last meal, a key biological milestone begins to unfold inside you. Liver glycogen, your body's short-term glucose reserve, has gradually depleted to levels low enough to matter significantly. At the same time, insulin has dropped far enough to stop locking fat inside the fat cells. This moment is called the metabolic switch, the transition from burning glucose to burning fat as fuel. Stored fat is no longer dormant at this stage, as triglycerides break down into free fatty acids. Those fatty acids travel through your bloodstream and enter the mitochondria, your cell's tiny energy-producing factories inside. Inside the mitochondria, those fatty acids are converted into ATP, the energy currency your entire body runs on. Hunger drops sharply, mental clarity improves, and energy becomes steady rather than crashing mid-afternoon every single day. The body has stopped demanding food because it successfully found an alternative fuel source it can trust. Now here is something fascinating most people have never been told about where fat physically goes. When fat is burned, most of its carbon content leaves your body as carbon dioxide through breath. The remaining components exit as water through your urine and sweat throughout the day and night. In the most literal sense, fat loss is the act of breathing fat out of your body. The metabolic switch does not respond to how motivated you feel or how desperately you want results. It responds only to hormones, specifically to insulin dropping low enough to unlock the fat storage door. If insulin stays elevated due to mistimed eating or frequent snacking, this switch simply never occurs. No matter how hungry you feel or how long you wait, stored fat remains completely locked away. Now let us talk about the fatal mistake promised at the very beginning that ruins everything quickly. After hours of successful fasting, most beginners celebrate by rewarding themselves with the completely wrong first meal. They break their fast with something sugary, processed, or loaded with refined carbohydrates and artificial ingredients. This causes an instant and massive insulin spike, the exact opposite of everything fasting was carefully building toward. That single spike wipes out the hormonal progress your body spent hours carefully and precisely building up. Autophagy stops, fat burning halts, and the metabolic switch flips right back to glucose dependency immediately. 20 minutes of the wrong food after a 16-hour fast can erase hours of deep cellular repair. The right way to break a fast is with something that does not trigger a massive insulin response.
Small amounts of protein, healthy fats, or non-starchy vegetables signal nourishment without flooding your system with insulin. This gives your body a gentle and gradual transition from fasting mode back into fed mode safely. Breaking your fast correctly is just as important as the fast itself. Never treat it as afterthought. Now, equally important is understanding who should never practice intermittent fasting without serious caution and medical guidance. Intermittent fasting is biologically powerful, but in certain contexts and for certain people, it can cause real harm. Pregnant or breastfeeding women should not fast because continuous nutrients are needed for the baby at all times. Extended fasting during pregnancy can disrupt hormones, compromise energy, and negatively affect both the mother and child. People with a history of eating disorders must approach intermittent fasting with extreme caution and professional support always. For this group, fasting can easily reinforce restrictive patterns and become a psychological burden instead of a tool. Those with type 1 diabetes or strong glucose-lowering medications should never fast without direct medical supervision nearby. Without food intake, blood sugar can drop dangerously fast, leading to dizziness, confusion, or severe complications quickly. Individuals who are underweight, malnourished, or experiencing prolonged extreme stress are not ideal candidates for fasting currently.
In these states, the body first needs foundational recovery before any additional metabolic stress is introduced at all. Warning signs to take seriously include persistent dizziness, heart palpitations, nausea, shaking, and confusion during your fast. These are not signs of adaptation. They are signals from your biology telling you clearly to stop. Biology does not reward stubbornness, and choosing not to fast is sometimes the most intelligent health decision. Fasting is a tool and not a test of character, so respect your body's current state fully. After seeing the full biological picture, the most important question is no longer how long to fast. The real question becomes how consciously and respectfully you practice fasting with your unique biology in mind. Intermittent fasting is not a punishment or a competition to see who among us suffers the most. When understood correctly, it is a deliberate pause where the body stops receiving and begins deeply repairing. Fat loss is simply the most visible outcome of a process that goes much deeper than appearance. What happens underneath is hormonal restoration, blood sugar stability, and the return of true metabolic flexibility always. Precisely because fasting is this powerful, it demands real awareness and honest respect for your personal limits. When fasting becomes a rigid trend followed without context, a healing tool quietly transforms into unnecessary stress daily.
Biology does not respond to slogans or motivation. It responds only to signals, rhythm, and genuine safety. Your body only unlocks its deepest repair processes when it feels respected and not forced into submission. The goal is not to live in hunger or endure starvation as a badge of daily discipline. The goal is to build flexibility, eat when nourishment is needed, and fast when renewal is appropriate. When timing, duration, and intention align together, fasting becomes a sustainable lifestyle element you can maintain permanently. It stops being a painful phase of suffering and becomes a natural and comfortable biological rhythm instead. Remember this above everything else: your body is not working against you in any way at all. It has always been trying its absolute best to protect you in the only way it knows. When you learn to understand its biological language, force becomes completely unnecessary between you and your own body. Cooperation becomes enough, and that simple shift changes absolutely everything about how you experience health and energy. Science does not ask you to suffer, it simply asks you to understand and then act accordingly. The body you want is not built through punishment, it is unlocked through biological understanding and real patience. Every single process described here is already built into your body right now, waiting for the right conditions.
You do not need expensive supplements or extreme protocols to access these deeply natural biological mechanisms inside you. You simply need to stop feeding constantly and give your body the biological space it is clearly asking for. That is the most honest, science-backed, and respectful truth about intermittent fasting and your stubborn belly fat.